Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm incredibly influential,
And I'm highly successful.
and we have a very special guest with us. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. Nice to meet everybody.
If you've been with us for a long time, all the way back in episode 4, 31 weeks ago, Jesus, Jennifer has been on the podcast before. Why don't you tell us your claim to fame here?
Well, I'm changing the world by becoming a scientist, right?
Mhm.
Other people change the world by being on TikTok. So I feel like either way. How are you changing the world, Nick?
That wasn't exactly what I meant, but
It's
that was a
interesting
little bit
how
sexist of me to say that. That was a little bit sexist of me to assume that you were going to say your relation to the podcast host. That was a little bit
Wow.
sexist. My bad.
You
Uh,
hear that, fans? Nick is
it's-
sexist.
okay. Drama already. You're throwing shade to almost every single influencer. I
And
think you're throwing shade to
as
Nick.
you can hear, the other male is trying to defend him.
It's rare that he comes to bat for me. It's very rare.
Danny, how are
The
you
thing-
changing the world?
Look, I
One
like
gamer
to be on the
score
right
at a
side of
time?
history. That's right.
Called it.
Hey man, I don't care about the world. I just, I'll save the world sometimes, but if I don't have to, I'm just doing my own thing, I feel like as long as everybody is trying their best to survive, where it's going to work out. You know what I mean?
Maybe not. But yeah, just before the chaos starts, and I can't pull the brakes on this train anymore. I just want to say that we're recording this on right before Monday, December 19th, because when you are hearing this, I will be, I think, on a plane to Guatemala.
I'm
So-
surprised that you told them the truth. I thought you were really just going to pull out a calendar and be like, yeah, we're recording this on the 25th.
no,
A
absolutely
day
not.
before Christmas because it is a
We're
gift
recording this
to
on the
everyone.
24th, and I'd be like, I don't know about that. But
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I get to flex that I'm going to Guatemala. I get the
Yes,
virtue signal.
guys, if you don't know, Nick is going to be building houses for the poor. That's what he told us.
No, I'm not building houses for the poor. I'm not getting my hands that dirty. No, I'm just going to a clinic and I'm helping out there for a couple of days. But yeah, so this is going to come out 2 days after Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Unfortunately, we can't really see the future, so we can't really talk too much about it. But
Speaking
yeah,
of building houses for the poor, I've done Habitat for Humanity. So if you guys don't have anything planned for December 23rd, 24th, they really need a lot of help, and it's really fun. They usually give you a free meal, and it's great knowing you're making a difference. I volunteered these past couple of years, and this year I'll actually be bringing my boyfriend, so I'm really excited.
Oh, and who's your boyfriend? Because I was trying to ask you that, and
Wait.
albeit in a sexist way. It was a little bit, again, just a little bit like that. I could have phrased that better. I could
Right.
have phrased that better.
Raise your
And-
hand if you're sober. Me and Danny are raising our hands. So
I am.
I'm
What
not
do you
raising my
mean?
hand, and
What do
also,
you mean not sober? What do you mean not
there's-
sober? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Nick,
fine.
how many shots of glasses have you had?
None. What are you
He
talking
doesn't
about?
drink glass. Why would you ask him that?
I'm not
Once
drinking
again,
anything. What are you talking
The
about?
other male is defending this male, so it's up to me to be on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get right
Mhm.
into it, guys. So the holidays are coming up.
Can we circle back? What did I get roped into a second ago?
Nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So
I believe she
celebrating
said
the
something like I'm taking my
holidays.
boyfriend somewhere, and I'm like, I wanted to see what I got roped into. real quick.
We were
Nothing.
either
You're
going
fine. It's
to-
okay. It's okay, dude. Don't, Jennifer. Don't tell him. Don't fucking tell him. Let it be a surprise.
So there's two choices: Habitat for Humanity or wrapping up gifts and distributing them to like children who come from lower income families. That's fun too.
What if I just give them money?
Cop out.
Do you see what I have to deal with here? Do you see?
You see what I mean?
Well,
Like, I
let-
like my time a lot, so just give them my money.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean-
like? I like fucking being a good person. How about that?
That's
How about
cap.
being a good
Cap.
person?
Cap.
I am a great person. I am volunteering to go to Guatemala for
It's true. You had to
4
pay for
days.
your own plane ticket and everything, right? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, totally. That totally
Okay.
happened. Yep,
It
totally.
sounds like you didn't have to. Okay.
I'm paying with my time. Okay, I'm
Right.
my
Interesting.
parents are paying for it. Okay.
Oh no!
My
What I'm
mom's
saying
coming
is,
with me.
what I'm saying is, you're still paying for it, right? It's
I'm
not like
paying
the
with time. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not like the organization is paying for your tickets and stuff. You're actually
No,
putting in
no, no,
your
no.
time and effort and money to go do this, right?
Yeah. So how it works is as I understand it, um, we're paying for the plane ticket. They're gonna give us a box of stuff that we need to bring with us in our suitcase. Plus we get a different box that we get to fill with our own stuff to bring to the people in I think we're going to Antigua,
Mhm.
near Guatemala City. Guatemala
You know, in these
City.
Spanish phrases,
I just got an A in my Spanish 101 class. I took it as a blow off because
how
I've
do you
taken.
say "help"? I'm being kidnapped in Spanish.
That's why. That's
I
that's
wouldn't
concerning.
need to know that because
that is concerning. Question.
anyone who tries to kidnap me is going to catch these hands, and they're going to need more help than I will. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm sure.
Have you learned the art of bartering?
I don't really like to barter. If someone tries to screw me out of money in Guatemala, they probably need it more than I do, so I'm fine to just pay. I don't really care.
Will you send us postcards?
If I have time to pick up a postcard, absolutely.
Nice.
We only get one free day, and I think it'll be New Year's Eve actually.
It's 2 weeks you're going, or 1 week?
It's 4 days.
Oh wow.
I'm
Okay. 4
so I'm
days.
flying out on the 27th.
Mhm.
The 28th is initiation, briefing, stuff like that. 2 days of clinic work, one free day to kind of check out Antigua. There's like an active volcano that unfortunately I think my mom's too chicken to do. There's like a chocolate museum, which I know I'm going to get roped into.
Nice.
Not like I
Chocolate.
don't want to go. Not like I
Mhm.
don't want to go, obviously, but I would like to go to that volcano. And then fly back on New Year's Day. And then, yeah.
That sounds
So,
pretty fun.
yeah. I hope I can do a lot for the people because
The Guatemalans.
I think it's Guatemalans. I know
Yeah, I
someone
think-
who is from
I think-
Guatemala. He got adopted.
He might be right about that one.
Yeah, I think it's Guatemalans, not Guatemalians. Yeah. But yeah, I just I want to do some good. I guess the overarching like theme of this visit is women's reproductive health and dental health. And my mom is a woman, and I have perfect teeth, so it's kind of a match made in heaven.
Wow. If those are the only qualifications to go, then I think.
I mean, you have to pay a couple, about 1,000, more than 1,000 to get down there. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, I think it's really cool. And if this was your mom's idea, like kudos to her. Unless it was your idea.
it was not my idea. She kind of, I don't really like do things. I don't know how well you guys know me in that sort of regard, but I don't like to do things all that much.
Do you touch grass every now and then, or no?
All the grass is
Oof.
kind of dead around here, and also there's like snow on the ground, so like if I touch the grass, it would be very cold. I don't really want to do that.
Have they told you to like remove the snow from your driveway? Is that part of your job? Or does it doesn't snow enough for that?
Oh, it does. It's just, we like we have to do that to get out of our fucking house. We can't not do that. I remember when I was stuck at home in the early parts of this year, I literally got snowed into the house because our mini snowblower didn't really work, and there was so long story. Basically, the driveway on our house is on the north side, and if you know anything about the sun and the northern hemisphere, it doesn't really go on the north side during the winter. So our driveway would like get the melting snow from our roof, and it would come down the pipes, and it would go all over the driveway, and it would freeze. So because the driveway was in the shadow, but the snow was being melted on the roof because it wasn't in the shadow. So it would come down, it would freeze, and then it was so cold that the rock salt wouldn't even work. It
It was
routinely gets
like
that
hard
bad.
ice, maybe.
Kind of, but it was like super slippery. I when I was trying to like shovel it and get it off the driveway, I like slipped and fell multiple times. It was shitty. It was terrible.
Speaking of terrible,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the holidays, right?
2 days
People
after
are
Christmas, when
people
people
are
hear
buying
this.
gifts for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I recently had a colleague who got jealous because a couple of us pitched in to get her boyfriend a gift, and she made him throw it away. So I guess my question to you guys is, what makes you jealous, and is jealousy valid? So Danny can answer first because I feel like Nick has a lot to unpack.
Does he?
I kind of do.
Come on, Danny, let me hear your opinion. What makes you
I want to hear
jealous?
Danny's opinion. I
And
do want to
is
hear
jealousy valid?
I'm not jealous. No,
Okay.
I'm not a jealous person.
So do you think jealousy is valid?
Hey man, if that's what you're into, you do you. I just don't see the point.
So if
of
someone
being
bought your
jealous.
girlfriend like a super expensive gift, you would just be like, "Awesome, can we share it?"
Yeah, man. You know, it's free gifts. You know what I mean? Who wouldn't be happy
Right,
to have
right.
free gifts?
So
Okay.
she
All right.
okay.
All right. I have a question now. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If, for example, I guess this question is for both of you. If your partner decided to open up an OnlyFans, would you support it or would you be jealous?
I feel
Hey
like
man.
personally I would support it because I think that they would probably get no people on it. So
Wow.
Ouch! Jesus Christ, he's right there, Jennifer.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's like a terrible
Wow.
reason and
That
very
was
hurtful.
brutal.
That hurts. Like
Jennifer, that was
I-
amazing. I am so proud of you for that. That was
no,
beautiful.
I thought we were supposed to be honest on this podcast.
Oh no, we are. I'm
Okay.
I'm offering you a
I-
high five for that. That was awesome. That was great. Yeah,
So
wow.
if y'all are hearing this, you know, please email in girlfriend applications. I'm looking for a new one.
Whoa! All right, is that what you mean?
This is a spicy one tonight, lads. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
We're
yeah.
hitting it. We're hitting
Yeah.
all the good stuff. Let's
Okay.
get
So
down
I
to
guess that leads into the whole like, what are the types of people out there? Like for me personally, types of guys. You have the gamer guy.
Wait,
So
wait.
ladies,
I
if you're
thought
looking
we
for a
were-
guy who would ignore you for 10 to 12 hours while he plays a game, then please email in your applications.
Oh my god! This
But
is
now we're gonna move in over to Nick. All right, Nick, jealousy. Give me your take.
well, no. I wanted to hear Daniel's answer about the OnlyFans
His
thing.
rebuttal.
Not his rebuttal. I want to hear his honest opinion.
It was tit for tat. He came at me. I came at him stronger.
You see, I feel like my answers would apply to all relationships. I feel like she's very targeting towards me right now. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's warranted sometimes, Daniel.
Right?
I think you need to take your licks sometimes.
Because I was thinking, like in general, like if you were in a relationship with somebody, how would you feel about them getting an OnlyFans? So she went straight for me. You know what I mean? And that kind of hurts a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I want to hear I want to hear
Okay.
your overall opinion, and then I want to hear your specific opinion.
So when we talk about OnlyFans, as any of the fans know, Markiplier released tasteful nudes. So are we talking about OnlyFans like only hands, only feet, or like tastefully nude pictures?
No, I'm talking about like dick and balls, fully out, just like spanking the monkey, choking the chicken.
Nick, doesn't your mom listen to this podcast?
Yeah, so mom, there's this website called OnlyFans.
No. That
Where
wasn't for you to explain. That was for you to like,
No.
be
He's on
professional.
something here. We gotta
Right. Okay.
oh,
So
I fucking talk all kinds of fucking nasty talk to my mom. I've been cussing in front of my mom since I was 7 years old. It's
wow.
been
Okay.
literally a baker's dozen years.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
proud of that
Well,
for some
what I
reason.
was going to say is that okay, personally, I know Danny. I don't think he'd be comfortable with showing those type of genitalia to say, but if he did, would I be jealous? Probably not, only because
Should be super jealous.
there's so much out there, so I feel like whatever never mind. I feel like it's
I
gonna
feel like there's
destroy
just
him.
more. It's just more
Okay,
shade.
stop roasting each other and give me your genuine fucking opinions, please.
I
I,
said
you know what? Like I think that we should have learned our lesson the first time we had you on. I know that maybe I forgot, but
see, now you're seeing what it's like to be me, right? So during the first episode that we had this, I had a fucking like practically had a mental breakdown because the energy was thrown off and it was fucking my shit over. But now I get to enjoy
wait,
it.
Nick, we've said what we've thought about the OnlyFans. What about you? Would your like girlfriend be okay with it? Would you be okay if your girlfriend had an OnlyFans?
I don't currently have a girlfriend.
Right.
I
Isn't it a red flag if the first thing she says to you if you're interested in a girl is, "Oh, if if you want to get to know me more, check out my OnlyFans."
oh, absolutely. That kills it instantly. But if it's like,
So you're saying if they developed an OnlyFans while you and her were in a relationship for like money, financial reasons, that would be fine?
I don't know about that.
I feel like I didn't really say my answer, but
Yeah, I've been trying to segue back into Daniel. Please give your genuine answer.
my
Please.
genuine answer, no shade being thrown here, is that I feel like sure, if my girlfriend wants an OnlyFans or if I get with a girl that has an OnlyFans, I don't really care. I'm like, you know what, you do you make your money, right? I don't mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know they you know they get to see it, but they don't get to have it. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I just think
That's how
for
I
me,
see it.
yeah. I just think for me, I know I talked about this when I interviewed Eliza. Great episode, by the way. First episode of the incredibly influential interviews. Really good. I really recommend going and listening to it. But what I kind of feel about it is sort of the same way I feel as like a streamer, but it's different. But and like as a podcaster, right? Sometimes I feel like because I've commodified my personality and my hobbies, I don't a lot of times I feel guilty playing a game by myself and not streaming it. I just did this today. I made a whole video about it, but you can't stream BioShock Infinite on Xbox. It's just a thing you can't do.
Like copyright or
The something about like the studio themselves won't let you do it, and it's like a game software like connection thing to the Twitch app on Xbox. But basically, no, you can't stream BioShock Infinite on Xbox. So I had recently rebought it. I bought like a new edition because I was like, oh, maybe on the new edition it'll let you do it. You can't. But I was playing the DLC because I had never played the DLC before. I only played the main game, and I legit felt like I could be making money right now. I could be playing a different game. I could be making money. And I wasn't, and it got to me, and it's like,
Well, if you ever figure
bless
out
you.
how to do
by
it
the
on your
way.
computer through your Xbox, you always could
Yeah,
do
in
games that are
theory.
prevented, right?
Yeah.
Plus, if you ever did that, you also could add like more features like
Yeah,
pop
you
up
can.
taken out of face cam.
You can
on
hook up your
Xbox, you can't really
Streamlabs.
do that. You know what I mean, right?
You can hook up your Streamlabs to it now. They actually released an update where you don't even need the Twitch app anymore. You just hook up your Twitch directly to your Xbox account, and in the captures setting, you can go in there and just hit go live now. You can go live to Streamlabs or just directly to Twitch. Either way. But anywho, we're going off topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so overall you would say to you would be fine. Is that what you're saying?
No. Sorry, it takes me a minute to get to my point about this, but because I've like commodified it, I feel really bad about like, okay, I could be playing a different game and I could be making money, or I could be playing this game that I like, but I could be live and I could be making money. So, once you start selling like the intimacy and that sort of thing, to other people, once you put a price on it, once you commodify it, eventually you're not going to want to do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like it loses all its magic when you're doing it for free, and there's that aching, nagging feeling in the back of your mind where you're like, why am I doing this now? I could be making money
The
off
only
of
way
it.
I can relate to that is like getting a job where you get paid $18 an hour, and then from there on out, you don't ever want to get a job where you'll get paid less because you
Yeah,
already.
something like that too. Yeah, it's or like if you ever like or maybe like I don't know, if you were like a painter and you painted for fun, but then you start actually taking commissions, you would never want to paint for fun again. You just want to do it for
Well,
money.
I don't know, right? Like, I feel like if you're just doing it for fun, sometimes you don't need to make money off of it. It just really depends on like how you balance it, right?
Danny, does that mean that if you ever start streaming and making money, will you no longer be able to play games for free for fun anymore?
Yeah, I probably would be able to play games by myself, but again, I'm not the best person to ask about
You're
that.
right.
Yeah.
I'll speak for 90% of the women out there. If my partner had OnlyFans, it would bother me because they would be getting messages, they would be getting requests, they would be getting like all these different things.
Attention, can't have
Yeah.
that. Oh
Okay.
no.
Wow.
Okay, can you stop? That also leads to my point. I think there's also that whole thing, cuz you're not just selling nudes and shit. So a lot of people are selling that girlfriend experience type thing. And
Exactly.
then eventually if you're selling like content with like your partner, you're not going to want to do that. I wouldn't want to make content just like that. That's just not me. But like if you, in my opinion, if you are making content with a partner, you're not going to want to do that kind of stuff without that partner, because again, you could be making money on it.
Like you said, it loses its magic because your partner would expect that type of attention for free, but in the back of your
Yeah,
mind, you're like, I can provide this for money.
like I brought this up again during the interview, but the podcast is kind of like that. Me and Danny, we talk a lot during this, but when we talk during the week or like right before this, I'm often like, yo dude, no, like save all your points for the podcast, right? Because like
Because
I
it's content.
yeah, it's content. We could be getting paid for it. We can be talking about this on the podcast. We could be monetizing all these opinions and like
It's true. We have
jokes and
like
stuff.
really great, interesting conversations that are usually, I think, wow, this would have been great if we talked about it on the podcast, right?
Right. It sucks. It sucks because you're like, okay, why am I? Yeah, I don't know, and I just feel like I wouldn't want there to be a price tag on intimacy and shit like that, because it would lose a little bit of its luster. So
Hmm.
if a girl
Oh,
I was
that's a good
dating,
point. I like that point. That's a good
yeah,
point.
I'm not going to say that she can't get an OnlyFans.
Mhm.
Like I'm not gonna be like controlling or abusive or anything like that, but I don't know if I could continue the relationship if she did that. So
Interesting.
I would terminate the relationship of my on my end, and I would just be like, because
Even
Well,
if
it's not
you
for
were
me.
with someone for like
I
3 years, I would understand if, like, let's say Danny started OnlyFans because he got fired from his job and he couldn't give plasma, and
I feel like I kind of agree with you, all right, but like I see it like this, right? I feel like you know how like some people get like way too involved with work and that kind of becomes their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Workaholics.
Yeah, I feel like if it was like that sort of mentality towards the OnlyFans, I could kind of agree with y'all. But I feel like as long as they have a healthy balance about it, I feel
Well,
like
let's
it's
be
not a problem,
honest.
right?
Is it possible for someone to have a healthy balance of
Yeah,
anything? No, like
yeah,
seriously. You really think so?
yeah. People have self control. It takes
I
practice, but
I would also worry that like just on like a individual level, sometimes, you know, when a man and a woman love each other very much, they do unspeakable things
Is this the birds and the bees like
between themselves
talk?
and God, and that's between them and God. But if you're doing that OnlyFans type shit, you're gonna wear yourself out. You're gonna run yourself ragged doing that shit sometimes. Eventually, if you don't have that, healthy work-life balance, and some, you know, dickhead 69 guy who
not
paid
Dickhead 69.
He
who
strikes
paid
again.
who paid your OnlyFans partner, uh,
Yeah,
like
it's like getting that
$20
slice
for a
of
video.
yeah.
Yeah,
20 whole bucks. Oh
but
man.
then when I don't fucking know, but like you're gonna wear yourself out, and then how am
Yeah,
I
there
gonna
won't be
get it?
none left for your partner, right?
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. And so it's just like on a primal level.
Until your partner offers you $100, and then you're like, okay, maybe I do have the effort to do it.
Yeah,
Just
but
saying.
then you gotta pay for it, and then it's like, yeah, it's a whole mess. But yeah,
Okay,
that
well,
that's
I
sort of
No.
think
my whole
that
opinion on
that
it.
leads into like red flags. So, Nick, you said if the first thing a girl says, in your opinion, I have OnlyFans, that's a red flag. And Danny, it sounds like if
Well,
you
I
meet a
feel like
girl
the
and
way the
she,
way you phrase the question for
Yeah, the
Nick
way
is
you phrase
is
it is not even like
yeah, the
that's
way
not
you
gonna lead to
phrase
a
it is
relationship at
wrong,
all.
right?
okay, okay, Danny.
Like
So if I met you for the first
look,
time and I said
it's
I have an
it's
OnlyFans,
no,
is
look,
that a
see,
red
you
flag for
just you
you?
just changed it though. You just changed it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The way
Okay,
you
all right.
said it, the
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
way
the way
you
you
said it is different. If it, because the way you said it was like, if you want to get to know me, check out my OnlyFans. That's like
Right.
literally first message thing you send. That
Mhm.
is obviously not like someone trying to have an interpersonal relationship with you. That's someone trying to get money off of you. But if you're
Oh,
like on a
no, that's how
first
you
date,
take. That's how you took it. I was taking it as if a guy was like, if you want to get to know,
it's
see
like the
more of
only way to
me.
take it. What are you talking
I was
about?
eh,
just like, maybe he is too shy to tell me right now, so he wants me to take a look on my own time.
I'm just saying, if you were saying like, if we're on like a first date and she's like, okay, there's something I need to tell you. I do OnlyFans for work. I
For
feel like
work.
that is,
Okay.
something we could discuss, but that would change my opinion of them, and I not like change my opinion of them. Like I obviously I don't fucking judge. Do what you got to do, but that would change my opinion of like what I'm going to pursue in this relationship.
Okay, I see.
I
Like
don't
you
know if
wouldn't
I
judge
could
him
have.
to be a bad person, but you would think, I don't think this is like relationship material type of person.
I don't think I could be comfortable in this relationship. But if it's like a casual thing, if we're just like down to clown, fuck yeah. I could hit it. But
Okay.
if it
All
was
right.
like super cash, super chill, nothing long term, yeah, I could probably do it. But if it's like if I'm like down to wife a girl up, uh, then that's not something that I think is conducive to
What
that sort
about
of
you,
thing for
Danny?
me.
No, I think I said what I wanted to say, right?
Okay, so on that note, Nick, what do you think about the quote, "Don't let a girlfriend get in the way of you finding a wife"?
I think,
Do you understand? So it's like you have a
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah, I
And
get
even though
that.
you have a girlfriend, it doesn't stop you from finding a wife.
I think, um, I the way I understand that quote is like, if you're with someone and you find someone who like better suits you and you think you could be happy with them, um, I don't know. I think it,
But
it is a shitty thing to do if you like make it very obvious that you are like with this new person and you like instantly because that's gonna seem like, oh, you're a cheating asshole.
right,
But
I was
I
gonna say,
think
at what point is it cheating? Like emotional cheating, right?
I think if you are no longer in love with your partner and you're just going through the motions and you want to be with someone else, the thing you need to do, in my opinion, is end it with them. Don't tell them that you are feeling the spark for someone else. Just
Ugh.
say I'm not feeling it anymore.
Isn't
Just
that
do that.
lying on your part though?
All right. It's half lying and half true.
Lying by omission, it's different.
Yes.
Let's say I found a hot doctor with abs, right? And I started catching those feelings so fast, right? Or
Mhm.
let's say I found a gamer guy who had a significantly large gamer score than Danny, and I was like, wow, that's all it
And a
takes.
way higher KD. Way higher KD.
That's all
Why
it takes.
is
right?
this what it takes?
Yes. Yes. She is going to leave you because your KD is too low.
It's crazy. She was complaining about gamer guys before, but now she
She's
likes gamer
complaining
guys.
because she's complaining because you're committed to the gamer guy bit, but you're not good enough to be committed to it.
Okay, that's
what
Nick's
she's.
words, not mine. Nick's words, not mine.
I
Fine. We'll do Nick. We'll do Nick. Nick, let's say you have a beautiful girlfriend. Me and Danny met her. She's awesome, right? But you start catching feelings for this OnlyFans chick, right?
Okay. Probably not, but okay. I catch feelings for another girl. Okay.
Right.
yeah.
So
yeah.
you're gonna tell your current girlfriend it's not working out and that you should see other people and you don't deserve her. You're gonna say all that, right?
I'm not gonna say I don't deserve her. That's down on that like, oh, I'm super shitty. I'm just a bad person, so you can't hold
It's
me
not
accountable.
you, it's me.
Yeah, no. I think the whole I'm a bad person, that's a toxic thing. You just have to you can admit to being a mistake without being like, oh, I'm just a bad person. You can't hold me accountable for my mistakes because I'm just a terrible person in general. No,
Okay, so
you could be like,
meet this other girl. So what you're saying is you should tell your current girlfriend, let's break up, right?
mm-hmm.
And so then between how long will you have to be single before you start pursuing this other girl? Or is it immediately? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I wanna give this a short answer because we do have an ad to read. We do have an ad read break coming up, but I think you should at least give the appearance of being single, but I think it is healthier to sort of be on your own a little bit and process the type of things going on and really feel like, hey, do I really want this? Because there's a difference between I am not feeling it anymore to I want to be with someone else. And I think you should take a little bit of time to process that, or at least give the appearance that you're doing that. Because you don't
Give
want
the appearance.
Yeah.
To lie.
A little all right. You don't want to make someone feel shitty
you make
about
it sound
themselves.
so much worse.
You don't want to make someone feel shitty about themselves and be like, okay, so there was something wrong with me and this person is clearly better than me. Because you don't want to give them like a fucking complex about it. Right? You're not feeling it anymore, and
so
this
I'd
person.
be like, "Oh, Danny, I'm not feeling it anymore. We should call it quits." And he'll be like, "Okay," and I'll be like, "Okay." And then a couple of weeks pass by, and I'm at the mall with this guy, and then Danny's like, "Hey, what happened? I thought you were calling it quits." Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, "Oh, I just found him, and I accidentally fell for this guy."
I'm just like you.
It's okay, Nick. I understand. You know what's hard?
Bad question.
What's hard is telling someone that you love them, but you don't love them romantically anymore because someone else has piqued your interest. And sure, maybe you still care about the previous person, but you don't see a life with them anymore.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that hurts. There is the school that says you should never lie to anyone no matter what, and then there's the school that says if lying is only going to make them feel like something is wrong with them and not anything else, if it's only going to make them feel inferior or feel shitty about themselves, you shouldn't do it. And I think, I have been in this situation where someone says, I don't feel these things for you anymore. I feel them for someone else. And I feel like that would be worse than I don't feel these things for you anymore, period. And I sort of think that's sort of.
I think personally in the moment it feels worse, but I think ultimately we all need to remember that a lot of people, it's important for everyone to be happy. And yeah, it sucks, but it's better to not be with someone than to be with someone who doesn't have those feelings for you and are secretly going
No,
behind your back.
no,
right?
I never said that. I never said that. I'm just saying, like, if ending the relationship, this is different than just staying with someone because you're already with them. That's different. I'm just saying, if you are going to end it with someone, there's no need to make them feel bad about it, right?
Okay, so you're ending it right now with Danny. Go. Because you're leaving him for someone else.
Okay. Hey, Danny, I just don't think that, like, the podcast is working anymore. You know, I feel like we're just going through the motions, and I don't really feel like we're gonna bring anything fresh anymore. And I just feel like we should end it and just move on.
You know,
Right?
man,
That's all you have to say. That's all you have to say.
Wait, I want to hear Danny's
understand.
response.
I've been feeling the same way for a while. You know,
Ooh, ouch.
He's being, of course, he's being a penis about this. Of course. But still, I think.
Wait, no, this is a serious conversation we're having
This
here.
is why you should have mentioned. Oh, but I'm leaving you to go start a podcast with Jennifer. Do you see what I mean? Like, hurt him as much as he's hurting you.
Okay, I wouldn't do that. I and I think there's an appropriate amount of time to wait before you make your next relationship public. You can see him on the DL, but I think waiting a couple of, weeks to months before you make the relationship, like, public is probably better, just because you don't want.
I don't agree with that. I feel like if like, let's say I told Yanni, hey, this isn't working, I'm gonna go start a podcast with Nick, I want to be happy. And do I have to hide my happiness so he doesn't feel bad? He's gonna be happy on his own too. He might even get famous and make more money than we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is not about a podcast. This is not about the podcast. This is
the incredibly highly successful podcast. That's right.
If Danny,
all me now.
if Danny said tomorrow, hey, I'm not feeling it with you anymore, I found this other girl, she's got rockin' tits and a fat ass, and I'm gonna go dive in that
Danny?
shit.
Why is it all about looks with you, huh?
I'm gonna go dive in that shit.
She has a good personality too, okay? God.
Great
which
personality.
one has a good personality? The left one or the right one, huh?
Great personality, really funny, super smart, wicked talented, rockin' tits.
There you
fat
go.
Ass.
See, I like how he puts it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Also, we have to go do an ad read now. Thank you very much for listening. Stay tuned.
Let me tell you what
my
opinion.
No, ad read. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all-virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for staying tuned. I forget what we were talking about.
We were talking about red flags.
Yeah. Oh, I had a thought about that, but I forgot it. Continue.
Okay, so I will start. So to reiterate, we were talking about jealousy, right? OnlyFans. Yeah. And then I wanted to discuss for you guys, what are a couple of red flags that lets you know that a girl isn't relationship material? And then I'll mention a couple of red flags that I think for a guy to not be relationship material.
I want to hear Daniel's red flags because he has the least experience out of all of us, and I want to hear his.
Okay, Danny, see if you can give me 3.
I feel like insecurity probably is a big one. Dishonesty. What's it called? What's a good third one? You know. feel like honesty,
What
insecurity.
about like excessive jealousy?
That's kind of like part of insecurity, though. You know what I mean, right? Like because insecure people, like people that aren't insecure, aren't jealous usually. You know what I
What
mean?
about a lack of like healthy open communication?
Yeah, I get. Well, that's not. Yeah, I suppose. Like bad communication is a good one.
So I don't know if the fans know. There's actually something called yellow flags, which are like red flags but a little minor. A couple
Yeah,
yellow flags are taking
made up
criticism
by the
poorly.
female race.
What was
Mhm.
that, Danny?
No, you just keep going.
No,
So
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
yeah, you said the female race is a yellow flag?
No, I'm just saying that I feel like red flags kind of cover most of it. I feel like yellow flags are an unnecessary subcategorization. You know what I mean?
You think yellow flags are just flaws?
I think yellow flags, like I feel like we have red flags,
Hmm.
or we have
Red flags are absolutely do not date whatsoever. Yellow flags are okay, this could be a problem, or it could be, something I could learn to love, or even think is cute.
yeah, like red flags more like are get out as soon as possible. Yellow flags are like I don't like this trait, but
What's a yellow
it's
flag
not a
for
deal
you?
breaker. You know what I mean, right?
Yellow flag would be like lactose intolerant but fucking loves ice cream.
That, you know what? That is perfect. Yeah, 100 points for you, Nick. That's a great example.
I'm glad we're keeping score. I'm glad that there is a point system, and
I've got 100 points.
I'm even
I'm
happier that I'm winning.
I'm confused about the point system. We might need to go over it again.
Danny, what's the
so
yellow flag in your current relationship?
Wait, say it. Wait, what are you talking about?
What's a yellow flag for Jennifer?
Let's see. I feel like
The way he answers will determine if he gets 1,000 points or not.
Okay, no. That seems like a little bit biased because you're dating him. I feel like you're giving him the chance to earn more points. I feel like this should be the chance for him to earn 100 points or
Fine, this will
lose
be the chance
1,000
for
points.
you to earn 101 points there. Is that better?
No. I want this to be biased in my favor. I want this to be biased in my. I never said I have a problem with fairness. I said I want this to be biased in my favor.
Okay, well, while Danny thinks about it, Nick, I want to ask you: have you dated someone who was lactose intolerant but they loved like dairy products?
Dude, every lactose intolerant person loves dairy products. We want what we can't have. The grass is always greener on the other side. You know?
Okay, so what's the yellow flag in a girl that maybe you're currently thinking about dating? A yellow flag for me, for Danny, would probably be maybe, I think, his fashion, right?
I see that. I can see that.
I think it's cute sometimes, but I do think like, oh, I wonder how he would look if he put effort into his dressing, right? But of course, it's not a red flag, and like it is, it's just a yellow flag. It's not even a big deal.
Yeah. She is. The girl that I'm thinking about right now is lactose intolerant.
Okay.
She loves ice cream.
She loves ice cream. Wow. So that is a yellow flag.
Personal experience, I see.
Yeah. Like I said, that was a great example. Okay, Danny, are you done?
If she ever sees this, she'll know exactly who she is.
Oh, I'm telling her. I'm going to tell her that she needs to watch this episode.
Well, shout out to her. If Nick has interest in you, you must be really special indeed. So, treat him with a good, kind heart and make sure he's happy. And
you're
Why
buttering
are you being
me
excessively
up for
nice right now?
You're buttering me up for something. I don't trust this. I'm in Danny's boat. What are you buttering me up for?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll mention one bad thing about you. He has like a list of girls and a piece of hair from each girl he's ever dated. Okay,
I do not have a piece of hair from each girl I've ever dated because most of them were long distance. I do not collect trophies. I do not collect fucking.
Who's you gonna believe, you or me?
He does collect trophies.
I'm long distance for literally almost every single girl on that list.
No, but Nick
Literally.
is sweet. So, they say you should pay attention to how a guy treats his mom. So Nick is very open and honest with his mom, which means he'll be very open and honest with you.
Well, it depends on
Mhm.
which mom we're talking about. He hates one mom. You know what I mean?
All
So
right, Danny. You
Whoa, hey,
don't pull
don't
it back in,
fuck
Danny.
me over here.
Yeah,
Don't
pull it back
fuck
in.
me over here, dude.
No, Nick doesn't
Do
hate
not.
anybody. He just has very strong opinions towards one.
no, don't act like Nick doesn't hate
Daniel,
anybody.
Daniel, don't fuck me over on this one, okay?
I'm just
You're
saying,
supposed to be my
like,
wingman.
All right, Danny. What's your yellow flag? Let's bring it back.
No.
oh, yellow
Before
flags
we
for
do this,
you.
Just
no.
one.
Daniel,
not flags for
Just-
I have wingman for you so hard to get you with Jennifer, dude. I was your wingman so fucking hard to get you with her. And this is how you repay me. This is how
Danny,
you repay
it
me.
is true. During that whole kerfuffle, Nick did text me, and he was like, "Hey, you're not going to meet a guy who has a huge gamer score on Overwatch, or who knows this about Overwatch." And I was like, "He's right."
That is true.
These
That
seem like
is
fake
true.
stories. I'm not gonna
No,
lie to
he
you.
did tell me that, and it made me smile because I thought, you're so passionate. It's awesome for like the fans out there to, whenever you date someone and they're passionate about things, that shows that they're a person, that they have hobbies, versus dating someone who's kind of like miserable all the time, right? Because over
Like
time they'll make you
yeah.
miserable, right?
You don't want to date like a brick, like a brick shithouse, who just like
Have
walks
you
around.
dated someone like that, Nick, who was like constantly miserable and they were never like satisfied?
Yeah, I meant more in along the lines of like just people who like don't do anything, people who don't like go out and try new things and have fun or like have hobbies. They just like go to work from their 9 to 5, come home, maybe they watch TV, and then they just go straight to sleep and they just do it over and over again. And they don't like get out or do anything or like have any passion for their life anymore. And I think that would just be the most boring thing in the world. I pray that I'm never that bad. If I ever get that bad, I need one of you two to take me out back and shoot me in the head.
With what, like a laser gun or something, or like
No,
no,
like
a paintball gun?
Just say
12
yes.
gauge shotgun. A
Just
12
say
gauge
yes.
shotgun.
Just
I
say
want
yes.
my brains splattered against the shed. Okay,
All right,
I want
on
like
that
a
note,
mural.
Danny, what is
Will
your
do.
yellow flag? Because
Yeah, let's hear it.
Nick, yeah, let's hear it.
I've thought about it, right? One of
Uh-huh.
the things that you do that frustrates me the most, that
Okay,
I
we can
feel
stop
like
right there. I think I know what you're
we-
talking about.
it is your ability to be late to almost everything. Every single time we have a plan, especially plans that I care about that I want to be on time for,
Right.
you're like, oh, I'm busy, or oh, I'm late, or oh, I just left, and it's already
Okay,
an hour
let's
after.
pick
You
that
know what I mean?
apart. So I think if you're with someone and they have, like I said, yellow flag, right? Right. Sure, I'm late to everything. For instance,
This is like almost an
we-
orange flag with how bad it is, to be honest.
We had tickets for Six the Musical, and Danny was so excited, and I was so happy. I was like, maybe they'll throw their corset at us or something, right?
Uh-huh.
We got there
Doubtful.
40 minutes late, and we were both upset, right? But I think the most important part is if you can fix your mistakes.
No, don't say we got there 40 minutes late. I was
We got
waiting.
there 40 minutes late because of me. See, I can admit it. But I
There you
think
go.
if you make a mistake, the most important thing, what defines personally a person, can they fix that mistake? So what did I do? The next day, I bought him front row seats. He could see their earrings, right, Danny? You could see the earrings that they were wearing. He had a super close seat, and then I took him to dinner to a fancy restaurant, and then I told him I was sorry. So I would like to say, even though I make mistakes, I try to like cover them, right?
Yeah.
I try to become a better person.
I think that's what makes it a yellow flag, because I think the being late to things could be an orange flag. I think that is sort of a thing that would build up into being a
like a red
I
flag,
can't
right?
deal with this anymore. You need to change or this can't continue. I think as long as you can make up for it and admit that you are wrong and A, try to do better, and B, make it up to someone when you do fuck up, I think that is down to like a yellow flag. Yeah.
Versus people who make a mistake constantly and then they never try to take control or do better.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a big green flag, actually. That is, yeah. The taking accountability and being able to actually apologize.
Which apparently in today's world is really rare for someone to take, accountability and say, "I made a mistake. I'm sorry." Most people want to be stubborn.
I made an entire 1 hour YouTube video about mostly that. Right? There was like 3 main points that I made, but like one of those was accountability. The next one was responsibility, and the third one was I forget what the third one is. Fuck.
Wow.
It's been a while. I was so mad that I just talked for like an hour, and once I got that all out of my system, I just completely just got rid of all of it because it felt really good to get it out of my system because I was mad.
Okay, so I found a list of red flags, and I want to know if this is a red flag personally for each of you or not. So the first one, it says talking to their ex. Red flag or not?
Orange.
Orange, okay.
Yeah. I would say it's a yellow, could be an orange. It really just depends.
So when does
on
it become a red flag?
Well, it depends on like the type of relationship they have with their ex. You know what I mean, right? Like if it's
like let's say if you and them, if like let's say me and Nick start dating, and you're my ex, Danny. Me and Nick have an argument, and then I go back to you, and I'm like, I can't believe I ever started dating Nick. Like he keeps talking to me about this girl who has like double D cups.
Huge red flag. Huge red flag.
So that's when it becomes a red flag, when you start going to your ex for emotional support.
Yes, huge red flag. I would say also, like the thing that would be like the big warning sign for me is if like I tried to like call them and they were like, "Oh, sorry, I was on the phone with my ex." Boom.
Oh.
That is a big. That's the sign. That's like when someone starts waving the red flag. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. Well, personally, I would say, speaking to like 90% of the fans who are like girls, a lot of girls do not support their boyfriend talking or even having their like ex-girlfriend's number in their phone. Like that's a big no-no.
Yeah, and I understand that. I mean, yeah, everyone's
for
got
most
their own
girls,
thing.
it's because they've been in relationships where their boyfriend gets back with their ex. Yeah, right during their relationship.
There is a reason why all of my exes are my exes. I would not get back together with any of them. Well, maybe that is because I've you know got my eyes on one girl. I am a one woman man. You know, I talk a big game about being a player. No, I'm a
and that one woman
man.
is the podcast. That's right, guys.
You're right.
What we've been talking about the entire time is y'all, the viewers at home.
Right.
Yeah. You specifically, listener of the podcast,
are that one woman.
Yeah. I don't care if you're a man. You are that one woman. There you go. You're welcome.
Okay, so the second like quality is constant put down. So let's say so for instance, I told Danny I turned in my 30-page paper and I got a 95. And he was like,
Danny
says, wow,
fuck
good
you,
job.
You're a stupid bitch.
Okay.
Only a 95.
You fucking bitch, I hate you.
Don't okay, I don't remember him saying any of that. I remember him saying, good job.
No, is that not it? Is that not what you're talking about with the constant put down?
When I told him that, he said, let me tell you what I did on Overwatch. And then I stared at him, and then he was like, oh, good job, by the way. I knew you could do it. And I was like, thank you.
Okay, but I thought we meant something like you tell him, I turned in my thesis, I got my doctorate.
He doesn't do
my doctorate.
Okay.
And
I got my doctorate, and then Danny's like, "Fuck you, you fucking bitch! I fucking hope you choke on it. I hope you fucking shove it up your ass so far that you choke on it and die." I thought we were talking about that. My bad.
Nick,
my bad.
Do you do constant put downs? I feel like you have a lot of experience with this.
No. Well, okay. I mean, for Danny, yeah. That's the normal type of shit that I tell him. You know, that's like a routine. You know,
it's every day.
Yeah, every single day. Yeah.
So constant put downs, red flag, right? If you try to tell someone that you did something awesome and they're just like ignoring it, or they are passive aggressive.
Well, that would be like a red flag, but also I have a huge thing for like.
I also have a huge thing.
I am gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you. If Danny goes missing and is found murdered, I did it. Take me away to jail.
Nick, that's no. He doesn't mean it. This is
I
okay.
mean it.
No,
I
I think he
mean
means
it.
it, guys.
I mean
I don't
it.
feel
Let's
safe.
say you're dating that girl with the double D's, as you mentioned, right?
What are
And
you?
she-
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she
He's dating
says
that girl with
this-
the double D's.
This is what she says to you. You sound so ridiculous when you try to be funny. Isn't that a put down? Isn't that a red flag?
Well, it depends on how she says it. You know, if she's giggling, you know, and like, and she's in, and she's like laughing at the jokes. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, it's not as bad. But if she like looks at me, stares into my eyes, and she's like, you know, you're not very funny. You know, then maybe,
Will you be a little hurt?
yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have an ego thing. I like
You like girls with egos.
No, I like to have my ego stroked. I'm a little bit of a narcissist. I'm a little bit of a narcissist, okay? What's the problem with that? If that's a crime, call me a fucking criminal. I'll get out of jail because I'm awesome.
I gotta tell you,
Okay.
Nick, I'm the exact same way though.
Shut the fuck up. Eat a fucking bag of dicks, you piece of shit. You think you're special? Fuck you.
All right, Nick. Obviously, that's a red flag. But
Shut the fuck up.
the next red flag is
We
I
should
don't know if y'all-
acknowledge these red flags,
if
fans.
any
you know
of
what I
y'all
mean?
have experience with this, and maybe y'all can talk more because I think it's really important. A lack of healthy, open communication. Like Nick, I feel like you've dated more than me and Danny. Has that been a problem? The communication.
I think for me, it's hard to sort of understand people if they aren't a lot more open with me because it doesn't it doesn't like naturally like occur to me to just be like ask someone how their day is, you know, that or like it wouldn't naturally occur to me to be like, oh, I'm at the grocery store right now, I should get someone flowers, you know.
See,
Like,
and that's the thing. That's just a personality trait. It doesn't mean you're going out of your way to hate them. Because for most girls, they'll take it like that. They'll go, "Oh, you didn't ask me about my date. That means you don't care about me." And it's like, no, they're like,
yeah. That's just it's when I do that, it's intentional. I'm that is, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, you can take that however you want, but that's just the fact of life is that it doesn't naturally occur to me to do that. So I have to actively like think about like doing that. I've talked about it before with my dad. It took me a while to like actively think about like, oh, this is how he's trying to show his love for me, and I just didn't recognize it for a long time because we had different love languages, and also I am just not inclined to understanding other people. There's just certain things about other people that I just don't understand and probably will never understand, and probably ties back into the narcissism thing because it's all I think about is sort of all I can understand and comprehend on that level is me.
right. But that doesn't mean you're not capable of caring for someone.
No, absolutely not. I can absolutely care for people. It's just, you know, it just doesn't. A lot of those things just don't come naturally. So I do need a little bit more communication, but like I don't need to communicate all that much, honestly. You know, I'm very simple. I like very few things. You know, and I don't think I'm that hard to please.
Right.
You know?
I think
Yeah.
for me, a problem I've had in like past relationships is that I didn't know that there was a problem because I thought everything was okay and they were just keeping it bottled up until they wanted to tell me like a couple weeks later, and I would just be like, okay, I don't know what you want me to like.
Yeah, I hate that. I
And it
can't
does,
stand that.
yeah, and it doesn't mean that I didn't care about them or care about their problem. It's just if it was such a big deal, why didn't they just bring it up like when it happened, right?
It didn't register with me, and that's sort of.
And I used to think that was a flaw of myself, and I would think, oh, I won't be able to be with someone if I can't think differently. And it's like, no, we just, as you've mentioned, have different love languages. Yeah. What about you, Danny? Did you ever have like a problem with communication?
I feel like I've always been pretty decent when communicating. I do sometimes have a sign to pick up on non-direct signals, if that makes sense, right? That's pretty much my way of saying I'm very oblivious. So sometimes, I don't always get things on the first time, especially if they're trying to be coy about it, which isn't my favorite thing. I don't like people that are coy anyways. That's why I appreciate some good, honest communication in a
You don't like
relationship.
koi fish?
That's what I heard too.
I don't like koi fish at all. That was the hidden message. I'm glad y'all
Bro,
got it.
what the fuck? What did koi fish ever do to you?
I don't think Danny likes anything that's wet and like large.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. You almost
That's a
had a
lot.
sex joke. You almost had a sex joke there. You could have said, "I don't think Danny likes anything that's wet and smells like fish." Boom, perfect sex joke.
Oh.
But now you've gone from wet and large, and you're just raising so many questions now, and I think you really fumbled.
Let's talk about the questions here. Let's get down to the bottom of this, right?
You really fumbled that sex joke. I say, if we're gonna do sex jokes here, I say we leave them to me because I
never
love
said that we
sex
were
jokes.
going to do any of those jokes, but
you did. But you just tried to, and
what I was trying to also think is, Danny doesn't like being in the rain or being in the pool, and I was just like, he doesn't like wet or.
No, I feel like my joke was better.
Danny,
yeah.
So in past relationships, like, was communication also something that needed to be worked on? Are you munching on popcorn?
I feel like let's ignore the popcorn.
No, we're gonna talk about the popcorn. I feel like we're gonna talk about the popcorn.
Okay, we'll talk about the popcorn, but let's one thing at a time. So I feel like in all relationships, communication is one of those things that you gotta make sure there's a good foundation of, right? I've had problems in the past. I'm sure probably everybody has at one point or another. Maybe not like a romantic relationship, but like, like a parent relationship, kind of like how Nick was describing a little earlier, right? But as long as you're working on it, I feel like, y'all can make that relationship work, right? The thing is, whenever people stop working on it, that's whenever, it kind of just all falls apart, right?
Okay, so with that, I wanted to discuss, based on your dating experience, the type of girls that you guys have dated. And I'll start off. So, like, the type of guys I've dated, let's see. I would say the insecure type, right? Have we all dated an insecure type?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, Nick, I don't know, have you dated someone like a fitness nut? Like, they absolutely always have to be doing fitness?
No. Also,
dick in your mouth?
fuck you! No!
Danny, 100 points to you. You and Nick are tied.
No, he beat me to it. He beat me to it by 1 second. I was setting it up right there.
Wow.
No.
For those of you who don't know, Danny is in the House of Ravenclaw.
Shut the fuck up about Hogwarts. Fuck you. God damn it. I literally have made that joke before. Episode 15, Fitness and CDs. I made that joke before. Fuck you. Fuck you. You son of a bitch. So I think I should get 200 points because I came up with the joke. I came up with the joke before, and he just stole it. He just repackaged it. 21 weeks later, like he thought I wouldn't notice, but guess what, motherfucker? I did. I noticed. I saw it. I see.
It was actually 21 weeks ago. That's crazy.
Yes, episode 15. This. I think this is episode 36.
Okay, so getting back to it, yeah. So,
we're not recording this out of order, so
yeah. So dated an insecure type, and the way that went down, it was I couldn't have any guy friends. I couldn't wear certain clothing, right? And I couldn't like be doing things without them, right? And then the whole fitness thing, me and Danny went on a trip with my cousin, and like the person they were with at that time absolutely had to go to the gym every single day or they would like spontaneously combust. Right. So that was interesting. And then I will say currently I'm dating like the gamer type. And one thing, ladies, if you're meeting a guy and you start talking and they get really excited and they're like, have you played this game? And you're like, a board game? And they're like, no, Overwatch. And you're like, okay, tell me more. And they're like so passionate. One thing I would say, there's nothing
Let
wrong.
me tell you,
There's nothing wrong with dating a gamer guy.
You're real
Because
bad at like making general statements that apply to everybody.
All right, I'm gonna
You
make
always
another.
had-
I'm gonna make a general statement. Here, ladies. If you ask a man what kind of animals he could beat in a fight, prepare to have the best sex of your life after he rants for like 3 hours. He will rant for 3 hours, and then
Really?
you will get the best sex of your life.
Okay, Danny, what animals can you beat up?
Okay, shut the fuck up. He has to record for another hour and a half. Okay, no, you're not stealing him away with your womanly wiles right now. Okay,
Just name a couple. Nick, you can name a couple too. I'm so curious. I've never heard that question. Who asked the guy?
Okay. Now that sounds sus as fuck. Jennifer, I'm just gonna let you reflect on that. That sounds sus as fuck, because now that you've asked me about it, that sounds like you're trying to get something out of me, and no, I don't swing that way. No, thank you.
No,
thank you.
No, what I'm trying to say is
gay confirmed. He doesn't
why
swing that way, guys. We got him.
No, I'm saying I don't fuck my friends' girlfriends. That's kind of gay.
What I was
bro.
saying is why I don't understand the correlation between asking the guy what animals would you beat up and intercourse.
Because it's just don't question it, okay? If I explain
there's
it, then
no
the
connection.
No, there's so much connection. There's so much.
I don't think there is no connect, because if you told me you could beat up like a wasp nest, I would be impressed. With your bare hands, a wasp nest. That's not even an animal. First of all,
all right. It gets their testosterone going, and once you get their testosterone going, that lights the fire down in the loins, and then it leads to it. It's all about getting.
What happened to asking questions like, if you were experiencing a plane crash, what's the first thing you would do as soon as the plane crashes? Like, I've asked Danny that question. Danny, do you remember when I asked you what would you bring to an island if you crash landed on an island?
No, that's different. That is different. That doesn't get the masculine like the testosterone flowing in the brain, like asking them like, you've got to directly reinforce the masculine energy. But
I never knew that. Okay, so Nick actually gave the ladies a trick. Ask a guy what animals you can beat up, right? That was it, Nick?
Yeah. Okay. But be warned, he will absolutely bullshit you 100%. He will start naming animals.
So if Danny told me he can beat up a lion, I'm supposed to believe that?
So if he says that he can take out like a sperm whale in the ocean, he's not going to win. That is wrong. That is incorrect. The sperm whale...
He has a strategy.
What if he has a boat? That's what our ancestors did to collect the
sperm whales fucked them up, and sperm whales fucked them up. Sperm whales ain't nothing to fuck with, dude.
Okay, so like do we have preparation time? Do we like?
We're not talking about this. We're not talking about this.
No. I asked Danny right now, and he says, "Oh, sperm whale, shark. Are those like?"
He absolutely cannot. He absolutely could not. You cannot, unless you have some type of tool. You are not built for that. You can't.
Oh, so it's your bare hands.
Are we able to prepare tools?
No. All right, but we're not talking about this. We're not talking about this. We're not going down this tangent. What were we talking about before we went on this tangent?
I don't know.
I was giving advice. So I was going to say to any girls who are listening, if you start talking with a guy and you're clicking, you're having a good conversation, and he brings up, he plays games, and you just reflect back on your exes and you're like, oh, I've dated guys before that played games and it didn't work out. Remember, the most important thing, I would say, like the green flags, right? One of the best things I would say about dating a gamer is at first, they will take time to play their games, which means you'll have time to do your own hobbies as well. For me, reading. I love reading. I'll read through a stack of books, right?
They have a life outside of you.
Right. That's the most important thing.
Which,
If
some girls, that's a good thing. Some girls, they're gonna hate that, though. You know what I mean?
yeah, if you're the type of girl and you and a guy says, "Oh, he's a gamer," and you're the type of girl who needs constant attention, or you don't have any hobbies, or you constantly want to like always be with him, it's just save yourself the heartbreak. It's not going to work because the guy will not change. He won't stop playing games for you because that's just a part of who they are. Danny, what would it take for you to stop playing games? Nick, what would it take for you to stop playing games?
If somebody gave me literal billions, like I would need to be richer than Jay-Z.
Danny, same thing or no?
Maybe, yeah, billions of dollars. Let's see. Maybe a miracle of some sort. I can't think of
I
what's a good miracle, but
I would
Mhm.
need enough money to where I could spend it for fun and
Mhm.
not be able to run out. Like physically not be able to run out. That is what it would need to be because my
Personally, I don't think enough money in the world would be enough to sway me from reading books just because of how much I enjoy reading, right?
that's the thing, right? Like with money, I feel like I'm thinking about all the things I could do with it, but like my main thing I would be able to do with it kind of goes out the door. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think the only way I would think that maybe y'all would stop playing games is if like your arms were cut off or something, right?
Yeah, that
No,
would be
they
a
make
better answer.
they actually make a bunch of like stuff
They
for
have a
like
lot of
disabled gamers. Yeah, it's actually really interesting and I was thinking about doing a little fundraiser for that as well. Just
That's a
because
good idea.
it's really
Yeah.
cool.
But other
That'll
than that,
probably be like third or fourth charity stream
but
because
other
I'm
than
gonna do
that,
something for Ukraine first.
right? But other than that, there's nothing else that would, a guy isn't gonna give up playing games for a girl, and it's not because he doesn't like the girl, he doesn't care about the girl. That's just who he is. I wouldn't give up reading for Danny if Danny was like, I wanted to break up unless you stop reading. It's like no, right? So if you're a girl and you're talking with a guy and he says he's a gamer, three things. One, there will be a lot of time where he won't message you or call you because he has to concentrate, right? So make sure you have something else you can do. The
Hmm.
second thing, you need to be prepared. I love telling Danny about all my books. Does he listen all the time? Probably not. But he also spends a lot of time he also spends a lot of time telling me about his games. Do I listen all the time? Yeah, sometimes I start thinking about something else. But that's the second thing. You need to be prepared that they'll tell you so excitedly about what's going on in the game. And if you're the type of girl where the
I
conversation has to revolve around
again,
you
I
and
don't
only
really
you,
feel like this has
it's
to
not
be a
working.
very specific to games. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
I feel like this could
Any
go
Well,
for a
it can
lot
be
of
with
things.
anything.
every single
Fitness,
hobby, every single
sports,
hobby.
It's like
right.
all hobbies. I feel like if you're a girl that desires a ton of attention, getting a guy who already kind of has a life, may
Yeah.
not be what you want. But if
And
if
also, you
you,
should probably work on that because you don't want to be codependent.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
another thing. Yeah.
I'd say, get your own life, and if they have their own life, it'll work out because then y'all, have fun together and then have fun apart as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Well,
can't make someone your
I have a
personality.
couple of friends who got with because I have a couple of friends that got with guys that played games, and they said that they told them to either reduce the amount of time of games they play or stop playing games at all.
No,
Right.
no, that is so not healthy. That is such a bullshit, petty ultimatum. No, absolutely not.
Well, that's why I'm
Absolutely not.
saying if you're a girl who's talking with a gamer guy and you reflect back and you're like, it didn't work out with previous relationships, you need to understand why. It's because you need to prioritize yourself, have your own hobbies, and then it'll work out. But if you constantly need that attention or you constantly becoming codependent, then maybe go for a guy that doesn't play games.
Yeah, but I think the onus would be on you. But I did have a little bit of a topic that I did want to talk about. Since we are going to run a little bit long for this episode, it's a
On
it's a
purpose or
little
on accident?
mostly on purpose, but this is going to be like the end of the year special. This is the last episode coming out before 2023.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, and so we had you guys on. I'm gonna pull this up here. I've got another browser open. Hang on.
Are we taking a
So
quiz?
no, but the last time we had you on was May 17th, 2022. This was episode 4. This was the 4th episode of the podcast, and we sort of decided, hey, let's talk about like how you guys were doing back then, and I want to sort of compare that to now. I want to hear like the sort of progress that you guys have made in the last 6-7 months. Um, yeah, I just want to hear about that, how that's sort of going before we wrap up the year, and then if you guys have any goals for next year.
I think we should say our New Year's resolutions. Uh,
Oh
Personally,
yeah, we should do
yeah,
that too. But
I
but after that, I
okay.
want to hear
Well, I don't
what's
know how
happened in the last
Danny
7 months.
feels, but I personally think that uh, how our relationship is going won't be exciting news for everyone. So we could talk about more exciting things, like if you had to choose three things to bring on an island, what would you choose? You know.
Well, would you say that like your relationship has changed all that much? Because I remember when you guys, I believe back in May, you guys were still working at the same place, right? You guys were still both working at Amazon, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so different things. I will say, working with someone that you're with is awesome. You get to see them every day. You get to talk about the drama that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me and Danny both have different jobs, which I think is also great because he gets to tell me all the drama that happens at his job, which there's a lot of drama.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he tells me about the new friends he makes. I tell him what's going on at the place that I work at.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the difference is you don't get to see the person that you used to work with as much.
Yeah.
But I think over time and maturity has a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah. Would
Um,
you say you preferred when you guys worked together, or do you prefer where you're at now?
Well,
I
I
think
like the amount of money I'm making now. I'm not sure if that's relevant to
I
this,
It's
think
but
not. Fuck off. Shut up.
I think I would prefer if me and Danny worked at the same place. I actually told him that the place I'm working at, which I can't disclose because it's like
Yeah,
a
of course.
privacy
Yeah.
matter, but we
Yeah.
had an opening and he was like, "Oh, that would be awesome if it wasn't so far away." And I was like, "Yeah." So I think I do like when we work together. What about you, Danny?
well, I feel like during the weekends, that's like both of our like free time, right?
Right.
And I feel like you know, like we're spending most of our free time kind of just hanging out, catching up about what happened during the week. Whereas if we
Yeah, that's
were
something we talked about.
working
If we
together,
could see each
we, you
other more
know,
during the week, yeah.
then we could use the weekends, to like
Time apart,
do a
and you
little
could
bit more, do sometimes apart, things like that. You know what I mean?
and you could use the weekends, and you could spend time with me, your
Right?
favorite person.
Yeah, actually,
Exactly,
me
right?
and
Because
Danny
it's one of
being
those
together
things
has cut into like
where,
Nick and Danny's time.
It
like,
really has, and it pisses me the fuck off.
yeah, because you kind of feel bad, to like spend your free time not with the person you're with because you kind of weren't with them the entire week already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think potentially, I don't want to overstep my bounds. I don't want to get too presumptuous here, but I think perhaps there might be an opportunity. Danny has talked about getting out of his current living situation. I think if perhaps he were to pursue that opening at the place where Jen is at, maybe perhaps there would be a new living opportunity. Maybe we can look forward to seeing how that pans out in 2023.
I don't know how I feel about living with you and Danny together. I think it might be chaos. Is that what you're
Oh,
saying?
no, 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 no. No. I'm not moving down there. Fuck Texas. Fuck Danny. I could never live with his lazy ass. Fuck you.
First
No.
of all, you don't know me like that. All right, calm
I
down.
do. I do. I do. I know you better than you know yourself, you son of a bitch.
Now,
No.
now, now I know you're just full of
No,
shit.
I do. I do know him better than
Okay,
he knows
yeah.
himself.
Also, I think that leads to a great point. I think when you move in with the person that you're really intimate with and that you're with, it actually, because you see them every day, frees up some time for you to spend time apart. Because
Absolutely.
afterwards, you can come back and be like, "Yeah, this is what I did. I hung out with so and so, or I talked to so and so." Right?
Yes.
So
100%. And I think that is the next step for you guys. I think cohabitation I think that would be the next step, and I think you guys could probably handle it. Or if you don't handle it, then it's fine. You could either move back apart or whatever. But
Or we'll go and move in with you, Nick.
no, you are not moving in with me. Fuck off. No, absolutely not. Under
For
no
you guys that don't
circumstances.
know, especially the women, especially that, right? Nick can cook.
I
He
absolutely
like posts
can.
his videos and
Ooh,
stuff. Yeah.
man.
I've made 2 cooking videos before.
So if you're that girl that he's interested in, that's a green flag, a large green flag. It might not be the only thing that's large. If you catch my drift,
Jennifer does
talking about
not
his
speak
ego.
from experience.
I'm
She
talking
does
about
not
his
speak from
ego.
experience, but
His ego.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
she absolutely does speak from experience there. Yeah.
For the ego,
no.
yeah.
Ego's huge. Ego's huge. Massive. But yeah, no. Yeah, I think that could be something to talk to wonder about maybe in 2023. And I guess that kind of segues into what goals did you have for yourselves this year, and did you meet them?
Mhm.
Well, my goals kind of were just save up money and continue pursuing school. I think that we're doing that. The thing is, the whole money saving thing kind of took a little bit of a hiatus because of the constant job switching. I've had
Also,
like
you have to
4
purchase
jobs
another
this
car,
year,
and
and
you
I
have to
had
buy
to
another car.
like buy a new car. So not the greatest, but we're making a decent amount of money here at the end of the year. It kind of makes up a little bit for some of that lost time during those couple months, during the
This was
summer
a
and all that.
yeah. Jennifer, how was your year? I was going to talk about mine, but I want to let you talk about yours.
Yeah, so mine was to get started on my research for my doctorates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I started making a little bit of um, research on that. I wanted to get further,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. The other thing I was gonna say for like my New Year's resolution, yesterday we were talking with Danny's mom, and she was telling us that at the age I was, she was 103, which I thought was very interesting because I've been thinking about
103.
getting fit. 103. But when she was pregnant with Danny, she was
She
160.
wasn't.
So you
The
can
thing
imagine
is,
how heavy
like,
Danny was.
Mm-hmm.
well, first of all, I'm not sure if she was like fit or if she was just very, very petite.
Yeah,
I
your
think that
mom is very
she's
petite.
just
Yeah,
always.
she's very petite, and that definitely passed on to you, Danny, because you are tiny.
Danny's not tiny.
He's shorter than me, which means he's tiny.
I
How tall
don't
are you, Nick? Are you that tall?
know. Yeah,
I'm 5'9",
he's taller
5'10".
than me.
You're
Yeah.
5'10"?
I haven't gone to the doctors, so I haven't
On his
measured
driver's
myself in a
license,
while.
he
And
might
Danny, how tall
be
are
a
you on
whole
your
6
driver's
feet.
license?
Ooh, I'm 5'9" on my driver's license, guys.
So legally speaking, I am taller than
Ooh.
him. But yeah,
What's it say on your
yeah,
driver's license?
yeah, Jennifer, what does it say on yours?
No, I'm
On
talking about you,
mine?
Nick.
Oh, it says 5'10". It says my eyes are hazel, and I think that's true.
I thought you had blue eyes. I thought you were white, blue
What?
eyed, blonde.
No,
kiddo.
no, I have like brownish to hazel eyes, because my dad has hazel and my mom has brown. I have depending on the year, depending on the time of year, I have red hair.
Ooh,
But
nice.
it says brown.
Don't say depending on the time of year. What does that mean?
He's like
Like,
those
it
rabbits that
changes.
change their fur coat, like winter they're white and during the summer they're like brown.
It is just
That
like
sounds
that,
like the most BS thing I've ever heard, but whatever.
No, it gets darker. It gets like bleached by the sun. So like the more outside I am, the more red it is. But like it turns like a copper, like pennies color.
So where
Like
you're in Guatemala, you're gonna be outside in the sun a lot, right?
I don't think so. I'm not sure it's gonna be all that like sunny or and all that. I think it's gonna be a little bit further like higher in altitude, and it's not gonna be all that like warm and stuff. And also, I'm not gonna be outside. I'm gonna be in the clinic a lot. But and also, I'm not gonna be there for that long.
You're
If I was there
right.
for like a
It's
month,
right now it's 64 in Guatemala.
yeah,
64.
well, granted, it is nighttime. It is nighttime, so
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah. Back on to yearly goals and stuff. Were you finished with what you were saying about your year, Jennifer?
Oh, yeah. So I guess my new goal for 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's healthiness. I think the older we get, the more impact we realize our day to day has on our health, right?
Yeah.
Trying to eat more vegetables. I'm trying to get my boyfriend to eat more vegetables and
Yeah,
less.
I don't know how that's gonna work out for
It's
you there.
working for lunches. We do like corn
Mm-hmm.
and carrots, right? I think everyone always wants to try to lose weight. Fun fact: New Year's resolutions are abandoned around February, which I think is interesting.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, I think maybe I want to finish learning how to play the violin. I started and then I didn't continue, so
Oh,
that would
that's
be
a cool
great.
goal. That's a cool
It's
goal.
time
Yeah.
next year to. I know Danny wants to play the what's it called, Danny? The Higgly Piggly, or
Okay, first of all,
Hurdy
that
gurdy,
instrument
there
hurdy
you go.
is
gurdy.
expensive. Yeah,
There
the
you go.
hurdy-gurdy. I'm glad you actually were able to decipher that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
First of
you, Nick.
all,
Another 100
Piggly
points to you.
Piggly Wiggly is a grocery store up here
Uh-huh.
in the upper Midwest.
Interesting.
Seems
Higgly
irrelevant.
Piggly, Higgledy Piggledy is a, I think it means like, I don't even know. But
Piggly
yeah,
Piggly.
Jesus Christ, yeah, that was so far off. But yes, hurdy gurdy. Yes, I know what the hurdy gurdy is. Yes.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I think those some good resolutions. I guess my year, if yeah, if we're are we done? Are you guys good?
Yeah,
No,
go
I
ahead.
actually
Tell
want
us
to talk
about
about
yours.
myself more.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
don't. I don't think Danny even talked about. Oh, it's gonna be his turn after you, right?
I thought
No,
he already talked.
No. What's your New Year's resolution, Danny?
Yeah, what was your New Year's resolution?
I don't know. Move out probably is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, maybe build up my credit a little bit, because that's probably gonna help with the moving out part, right?
Yes, that
Uh,
definitely helps.
what else? Maybe fix up the second car. Actually, have two functioning cars.
Oh, that's a
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, and resell it. That's a good one.
Not a bad
Try to
choice.
try to get my money back, or some of my money back. Maybe all of my money back if I'm real lucky. Who knows?
Maybe continuing down that carpentry path that you did this summer.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
I'd like to
Full
pick up
disclosure, I bought
my
him a bunch
hobby.
of carpentry tools and things, and I'm wondering if I should return some of them because.
Don't. You need let it sit in the corner and let it remind him that he needs to do it. So either
Well, he
it'll
needs
be,
space to do it, right? And he doesn't
well,
have that.
Well, that
he
that's
needs
where
to
the
look
new
for that
place is gonna
in the
be.
moving out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Well,
moving out's a good resolution. Jen's working on violin and getting fit. I guess this year for me, that I 2022 honestly was kind of my year. I actually, you know,
Oh
I
yeah, did we give you congratulations for your associates? Like a little like round of applause, like ooh
yeah,
from
we're gonna
Val.
we're gonna talk about that in the, so all right, so
this isn't gonna make sense.
you guys the audience are gonna hear about it on last week, a week before this episode comes out, but we're
We're time
talking about it
travelers,
now.
guys.
We're recording this now so Jennifer can actually get some sleep because it is almost 1:30 in the morning. So yeah, we're just doing that.
Oh, so
But
this
yeah,
is the second episode.
yes, this is
Oh,
the December 27th episode. Yeah, now
okay.
you're all caught up. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that in the next episode that we're recording, is the before it all makes sense. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, I got my associate's degree. Um, uh, 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 about 14 months ago, I kind of got out of a living situation that wasn't really working out for me, but now it's kind of worked
That
back
is
out.
true. You were kind of miserable, and it was so weird seeing you down just because of how your personality is.
Yeah, and so now I'm sort of back in good spirits. Um, so that kind of worked out, and then around March, unfortunately, my grandmother did pass away, but that sort of ended the period of like my parents being gone, so I could get back into working instead of just focusing on school and house sitting. So that sort of happened, and I got back into school. I didn't die. I had the house to myself for 5 months, and I didn't die. Um, yeah, I got my associates. Uh, I didn't really do super much, but we started the podcast in April, and we've put an episode out every single week since then. We've put an episode out every Tuesday morning, if
Also, I
not
think I
more.
want to mention, like, kudos to you for going out and about, especially with the influential interviews. I think that was a great idea. You know, you're trying to
Oh yeah,
expand.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I've been taking the initiative. I did that all on my own. I said, you know what, I wanna do this other show. This is sort of a passion project for me. I wanted to do something where I could, talk to people who are, incredibly influential, and sort of talk about that. And I went out and I talked to someone who I wouldn't normally like interact with, but it was, or like someone in a career who I wouldn't really interact with, but like, luckily, I knew them personally, and we talked about it, and I feel like I did a really good interview, and I hope I can continue that with some with the other interviews that I am gonna do. But yeah, I'm proud of myself for that too. Um, yeah, I brought my GPA up a whole bunch. I'm gonna talk about that in the previous episode.
Are we gonna
But
record that
Nice.
today?
I love this like continuity era right here. It's great.
yes, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it then. But I brought my GPA up to a 3.05 in this last semester. I've applied to a bunch of different schools, and I got a scholarship to one of them. I got a 2,500 annual scholarship, which when it all shakes out would probably be about $10,000. So that was really cool.
For what school?
Western Illinois University.
Is that
Uh,
close to you?
no,
Is that as
it's
prestigious as Eastern Illinois though?
I
No.
actually I think I am going to apply to Eastern Illinois, but that was going to be an all
Danny was
online
totally
thing.
joking.
I know, but that I'm also applying to that one. But that one's gonna be all online. And then I also applied to a school that's like pretty prestigious.
Any schools in
The
Texas?
Fuck off. No, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Come on,
I
Nick. We'll put the E in your hot in your wait.
I
Scratch
think
that
you
from
were
the
trying to
record.
do something there.
We'll put the
what?
E in your
No,
hall.
this is a one take. We don't scratch anything from the record. It's all staying in.
We'll put the
What?
E in your hall. You can come down here and you can room with us, and we'll introduce you to cactuses.
No,
And
not. I've
Right.
seen
First of
cactus.
all,
I've been stabbed by cacti before. Okay,
are you
I'm well aware of
bragging? That
cacti.
doesn't seem like a
No,
brag.
no, I'm not. But yeah, but like I applied to the UIUC, and I won't know for a while if I get in. I hope I do.
you
But
know,
if
I'm
not,
glad you
it's
applied
fine.
before December because
No,
not a
I
lot of
applied
people
in
know this.
December.
Yeah, but it's always good to apply like before January. If you apply after January, it's really hard to get in.
It opens. So the school that I'm going to only starts in the fall, and you have to apply the fall prior. So admissions started on December 15th, and you could start sending your stuff in. I think I sent it in. What's today? Today's the 19th. I think I sent it in on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been earlier, but yeah, it'll be a few days before I know. But yeah, I'm proud of myself for going out there. I did tour those campuses. I toured 3 campuses. Oh, and I also got into Governors State University in Crete, Illinois. So I'm accepted into 2 universities. I'm gonna apply to a couple more, and I think I'll get into those. It's just UIUC that I am really thinking about. Like, am I gonna get in or not? But I hope I do. Because then I'll just have like a whole bunch of choices. But I'm proud of
That's
myself
awesome. Mhm.
for finishing strong. I fucked up at the beginning of my college career, but I've turned it around. I've got that 3.05 GPA, and I feel really proud of myself for pulling through.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, it's really difficult to do. I, like, full disclosure, first semester, brand new college student, and GPA dropped so hard, and it's difficult to pull that up. So good,
I
good job,
I
Nick. Like, congratulations.
I failed my first 2 classes. Straight up
Mhm.
failed them because it was. I will blame the pandemic, but a lot of it was also me. But I've turned it around.
It's just like a not like culture shock, but it's just different than what you're used
Yeah,
to, right?
and then as soon as it like switched over, it was terrible. It was, yeah, nobody was ready for it, and I'll take most of the blame, but there were circumstances. But I turned it around. I turned it around. 2020 wasn't my year. 2021 was not my year. But 2022, I really worked hard, and I feel like I did a really good job.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
also
my
want to say, like,
mhm,
if you're okay with this, like, thanks to your like mom. I think it's
mhm,
super important for your parents to be supportive of you going to college. You know,
mhm.
definitely.
Absolutely. They've just been amazing.
Hmm.
Since before I was born, they've been saving up college fund stuff. They've been doing all of that. They both of them have been really helpful with this.
Because that makes
Um,
a big difference, not having to worry about working while going to school, right? Having
oh
that
oh
little
yeah,
like cushion, yeah.
oh
So
yeah.
thank you
It
to like your parents.
Yes. I know my dad's not really all that supportive of the whole me not working while I'm going to school. Well, not working. This is my job, but like, not doing like a
How does
9 to
he feel
5.
about that?
He's not the biggest fan of it, but I'm never going to let him listen to it. I
Oh,
genuinely hope he never
really?
listens to it. Uh,
Right.
I don't I'm a 20-year-old man and I still don't say fuck in front of my dad. So we do not have that kind of relationship to where he
Interesting.
could hear me talking about this shit.
Right.
Absolutely
That's
not.
just the sort of like you have different respect. Just because you say that in front of your mom doesn't mean you love her any less. It's
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
different relationship. Yeah.
Yes. I couldn't and I wouldn't in front of my
Mhm.
dad, and that's fine. So
Well, if your
it's
dad's listening, he says the F word all the time. Just
I
saying.
just
I
shut
I,
up.
I
Shut up.
appreciate his
Shut up.
honesty.
Shut
Okay, we're
up.
joking. He's such a gentleman.
I am. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no,
he
no,
treats
no, no,
his
no,
he
no,
treats
guys,
his mom
guys.
really good.
Shut up. Shut up.
What are we doing? We don't gotta flatter him.
Okay. Can we wrap this up? Because I don't want this to go on all night. Okay, I've still
Yeah,
got
we'll wrap
another
it up
episode
because
to
we
record,
still have another episode to record, right?
and we still have a big red button. Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
awesome.
But yeah. So I think uh I think my New Year's resolution will be actually pick a school. I think I'm probably still gonna be taking classes at the school I'm at now, just to sort of slide into the schools that I'm going to next year. I guess I just keep up the straight A's because I've done that in the last few grading periods. I did in the last 8 weeks of summer, and I've done it in this last 16 weeks. So I want to keep that up for the. I'm taking 4 classes in the spring of 2023. I want to get straight A's in those, and I want to continue that performance. During the summer, I don't know if I'm going to be taking classes, but we're going to be moving. My parents are moving down to Florida, and I'm probably going to be moving to whatever school I choose.
Wow, Nick, that's a big step.
Yeah, and I'm taking the dog with me, of course. Um, but we are, yeah, I want to be
I
able to
hope we
move
can
in
talk about
smoothly.
this more in the next episode because I have a couple of questions to ask you, so we don't drag this one out
Are
any
you gonna
longer.
be in the
Oh
next
yeah.
episode too? I
Yeah,
Oh,
if that's fine with you guys.
oh, sure. Okay. All right. Awesome. I guess we're doing 2 Jennifer episodes. I didn't know that. Okay.
Danny, is it
well,
fine
yeah,
with you?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I didn't want
I
to
don't
keep you up all night, but okay. All right.
Nick, I'm done with school. I am so happy to just relax,
Word. All
read
right.
books, watch
Sounds good.
anime.
All right. But yeah, I guess let's yeah, my resolution come a year from now, I want to hopefully just sort of get up to, I don't know if it's like physically possible to get up to a 3.5 from a 3.05 in 2 semesters, but I'm going to damn well try. I want to get up to like a 3.5 GPA.
I've been hearing you say 3.50 the entire time. I didn't
No,
realize you were saying
3.05. Sorry.
Oh,
3.05.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I was probably just mishearing you. I think that you were saying it right. It's just...
Yeah. I want to at least get as close as I can to a 3.5 GPA. And then I want to... maybe I'll try and like get into some kind of like student organization, but that's not
Definitely.
really a thing.
Yeah,
That's
like I
not
said,
really a thing
I'll
that
talk
jumps
more
out
about
at
it in
me.
the next episode. But yeah,
in the previous episode, in the next episode.
Right. I'll talk.
Well, see,
Wait.
if we knew she was going to be here, we could have done them in order, and it would have made so much more
Yeah.
sense.
Oh yes. Oh fuck. It's too late now. Fuck it. But yeah, I think.
I'll be talking about this in the past, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think something like that would be, interesting. But also, that's not just something I do. I don't like to be involved in that sort of thing. So, maybe I might at least try it just to see if, it really is
I just
something
think
I
it's
don't like.
interesting that the different kinds of backgrounds you come from a background where your parents saved money for you to go to college. Me and Danny did not have that experience. Unless
Yeah, you guys
Danny,
are
are you secretly being funded by like a family member?
Man, if I'm being funded by a family member, I don't remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I feel like I've worked really hard this year, and I want to continue working hard next year, and I want to get to a place where I'm proud of myself, like I am this year. I want to make the rest of the 2020s my bitch.
There you go.
When I hit 2030, I will be 28 years old. And
that is so scary to think.
Right? I just said that and I just gave myself a fucking crisis there, an existential crisis. But yeah, when I hit 2030, I will be 28 years old, and I want to hopefully be at least married and in a house, like an actual house that I actually own in 2030.
I was naive. I thought 21 I would have a 2-story house, 3 dogs, and a husband.
In this housing economy?
In less than a year, I will be 21. And I can tell you, I will have the 1 dog.
Well, no, Nick, what I'm trying to say is that didn't happen.
I don't know, man. You might even have hit the 2 dog,
The 2 dog mark.
I might need to get another one just to keep this one occupied, because he's a fucking terrorist.
That's probably what you might have to do, yeah.
Yeah, but...
Let's do the big red button.
Yeah, I think, just New Year's resolution, just feel proud of myself like I did this year. And hopefully maybe even be even better. But I do have a pretty good big red button here, because I know, Jennifer, you are a reader.
I am.
Yes. I've got a nice one here.
Now, like, the scenario is this, right? You gotta listen to a guy talk about all the animals that he can beat up.
No, shut up. But you get the best sex of your life.
Exactly.
Hey, what is reading play into this? Like, am I reading a book while he's telling me about how he can beat up a sperm whale, or
No. All right. You know what? Actually, let me keep the reading one for the next week's episode, which is the previous week's episode. How about that?
Okay, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
Now, we're doing.
All I know is if a guy tells me he can beat up a honey badger, that's pretty impressive.
All right, so if you press this button, Danny will tell you for 3 hours what kind of animals he will beat up. But,
oh yeah, you can't ignore it either. You gotta be 100% focused.
You have
on
to
it.
listen. You have to listen intently. You have to be able to give.
Watch how he's waving his arms and he explains to me all the techniques he's gonna use. Right?
You can't even check the time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You gotta just.
There will be a quiz. There will be a quiz.
There will be a quiz, and if you score like a 90 or more, then
we're
then
done,
you get the
right?
reward.
We're okay. So
if you get a 90 or more, you get the best sex of your life.
Okay. Well, where's the or in this big red button?
No, that I'm no. It's the but. it's not an or, it's a but. It's a
Okay.
you get this, but this happens.
So I pressed the button.
So
Wait.
I guess all right. In the order we usually do it is we get the positive thing first, and then the negative thing. So if you press this button, you get the best, intimate experience of your life.
See, I like.
now we're changing it.
That's very gentlemanly of you because
Okay.
I would love rose petals, a picnic, for him to cook for me, to wash my clothes, to clean my house.
I'm trying to say it so I can put it in the description because I always put the big red button in the description. So I'm trying to say it.
It's all part of his ploy, just to put it in the description.
So listen to 3 hours as he explains to me detail by detail that he can beat up a bear or a lion.
No, we're gonna start from the beginning. I'll be like, I can beat up a list. I can beat up this. I can beat up that. We're gonna start at the very beginning. We have a lot of animals to go through.
So 3 hours.
I'll tell you how I beat them up.
Where you go to beat them up.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Alternatively, how long would you be willing to listen to it for that, intimate experience?
So let's say it's if I listen for 30 minutes, I get 30 minutes. If I listen for 3 hours, I get 3 hours.
No, that's not exactly. No, that's not how it works. No. Okay. Here's how it works, right?
Okay.
How do you expect a man to last 3 hours?
It's an intimate experience. That's different for everybody. Like I said, for me, it's like someone cooking me.
Intimate experience obviously
goes
means
like this, right?
sex. Obviously means sex. Okay. Intimate experience obviously means sex.
All right, Danny, I'm listening. Go ahead.
So this is how it's gonna work, right? 3 hours, right? And if you say no, then you have to tell us what's the maximum amount you would wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is very biased because I, believe it or not, actually like Danny, right? Now,
why?
Believe it or not.
Why would you do that?
Why would you phrase it that way?
Why would you like Danny?
I happily would listen to Danny talk for hours about High on Life, which is a really interesting game, right? So I think I would be so curious to hear how many animals he thinks he is capable of beating up.
No. He can beat up.
Oh, you can't. You can.
Yes, we're gonna get to the very end, like the 2-hour 50 mark, and we're gonna spend a 10-minute presentation on how I can kill a sperm whale. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now for me. How long would I be willing to sit and listen to Danny talk about what animals he could beat up in order for how many weeks of episodes he will not fight me on scheduling?
It sounds like you'd be willing to listen to 100 hours of him talking about animals.
Dude, honestly, if I had all of 2023 where he would just be available and responsive and answer me when I text him, for all of 2023, I swear to God, I would probably listen to him talk about this until the new year started. Swear to God. I was only willing
to do 3 hours, but Nick's over here with hundreds of hours.
Fighting this man for scheduling
y'all are exaggerating.
No, fighting this man for scheduling is like pulling teeth. It is terrible, and I've pulled my own teeth out before. I am well aware. It is mind-boggling how bad this man is at scheduling and keeping track of his own time, and also how he just that he's getting the text. He has told me that he gets the text and he doesn't answer.
Okay, well, it sounds like you will press the button. It sounds like I will press the button. I have a question. You will get $1 million each week, but you will never dream. Instead, you will have one sleep paralysis nightmare.
Just one? Just only one?
That can last for 3 to 4 hours.
But it's 3 to 4 hours for $1 million?
Yeah, I'll take it.
A week.
Yeah. Oh, one per week?
We get $1 million per week? That's even better.
Okay, wait. Clearly, y'all haven't experienced sleep paralysis. Have y'all?
I
do this podcast for $6 an hour. If I can do a sleep paralysis for what is that? $250,000 an hour? I'll take it. You know what I mean?
I think I have. If not, I think I've experienced something close enough.
People do it all the time for free, anyways, right? What's doing it for a couple months?
It's deep-rooted fear. You wake up but you can't move, and you just see all these weird things happening. You'll see.
No,
Uh,
I know what you're
so
talking
you
about.
understand?
I absolutely know it, but I'm saying
No, we understand. It's just the benefits, though.
$1
You know what I mean?
The
million
$1 million.
is a lot of money.
Okay, so I guess what's the littlest amount of money that you'll have sleep paralysis?
Jennifer,
Like
I
$10?
don't think you understand. I'm a broke college student, and I make maybe about $9 a week.
Can we have more sleep paralysis? Can we have it every day?
Okay.
No, maybe not every day.
Literally, if it was just $1,000 a week for
And sleep paralysis every single day, you would be fine with that.
no,
Well, 3 or
I'm
4 hours
saying
every single day seems excessive.
if it was
What
$1,000 a
about,
week for one sleep
mhm.
paralysis a week, I would do it. 100%.
What about you have to stay single for a year and you'll get $1 million at the end of the year. You don't talk to any girls.
Just no talking to any of the female species?
The only females you can talk to if they're related to you. Mother, aunt, grandparent.
Oh, so you're saying
Ooh.
those people in Alabama, they're still clear, right?
Oh, okay. I don't have to talk to them, but if by some miracle, by nonverbal communication, I have received, sexual advances from a woman,
Coitus?
coital advances from a woman, am I allowed to act on it?
Yeah, the rule is you just can't talk to them. So that includes making
If you have such good game, you don't
easy,
even need to.
Easy. Nonverbal riz. I got the nonverbal riz, bro.
Okay.
Fuck it. I got it.
So you would $1 million for 1 year to not talk to any females, excluding like family members. You think you would be able to do it?
$1 million is a lot
Yeah.
of money.
Like
Million-
here's the thing, right? I feel like
That
there's
shakes
reasons
out to a
talk
little
to
bit
girls.
under $20,000 per week. That shakes out to a little bit under $20,000.
So how are you going to do a project for school if you're partnered with a girl, Nick?
That's
gonna
what-
fail the class?
Well, you say talk to them, right? Does that mean like all forms of communication? You just said talk, right?
No, talk. Verbally
Can I-
speak. Texting is
perfect.
different. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, that's fine. We'll just pretend like we're a mute.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll text them. We'll write notes to them. There's literally a billion different ways to get around this, and I'll take it any day of the week.
Nick, so the girl's getting interested in you, and she asks, I want to hear how you sound. Right. And that's going to cost you $1 million. You're going to talk to her, or you're just going to keep texting her?
$20,000 a week is a lot of money.
I don't think that, like, no offense to the women out there, but I don't know if there's a woman that's worth $20,000 a week to give up.
I'm gonna say some simpery. I'm gonna say some simpery type shit. If I wasn't talking to the girl that I like right now, I would totally do it. But I do like this girl right now.
So you're saying she's worth the $20,000? Am I worth the $20,000? This is an important question.
I think we should end the episode.
All right, guys.
No,
tune in
with
last
the answer.
week to see what the answer is gonna be.
No, he's right. Well, last week, the answer would have been revealed. So,
or will it have? I don't know. You probably know before we do.
All right. Yeah. You know what? That is a reverse cliffhanger. That is. Oh! You know what we should do? Last episode, we should say, "Oh, and by the way, the answer is yes." Tune into the end of next week's episode to hear the question.
There you go. God. There you go.
Reverse cliffhanger, but it's still a cliffhanger, dude. I'm a marketing genius. No wonder I got an A in marketing class. All right,
there you go.
All right,
have a great 4th of July. No, have a great New Year's Eve.
Yes, absolutely. Have a great New Year's Eve and New Year's.
And if you're listening to this around 4th of July, have a great 4th of July as well.
Sure, yeah, why not? I guess.
Remember to appreciate those family members in your life. Sometimes things happen and there's drama, but it's okay. We all love each other, right? Keep that in mind.
Speaking of remembering to appreciate people, I wanna thank our patron Justin Connor. Thank you very much.
Go Justin!
Support.
You'll be getting a what is that? A postcard from Guatemala, right, Nick?
Oh yeah, definitely,
Awesome.
100%.
And if you're a patron, you also get a postcard.
No,
from-
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
if
no,
you
no, no,
sign
no.
up to be on the
Justin Connor
Patreon,
is special. Justin Connor is special. But
you
Justin,
will personally get
okay.
a postcard from Guatemala. So sign up.
no, it's
The
just for
postcard from
Justin.
Guatemala. There was only one postcard from Guatemala tier, guys. Y'all missed it. You know, maybe next
Justin-
time we'll have another special tier
Justin-
for y'all to sign up.
No, Justin earned it from many other things, but I want to thank him specifically for being a patron for several months. You've been really helping us, bring this out to you. All every time we go like see a movie or like go like try a product or something, that helps us, pay for that, and we really appreciate it because it helps us bring out content for you guys. If you guys want to support us, head on over to Patreon. Like we said before, if you want
advice from guys, I will be putting up a Patreon, so you can go ahead and sign up on that too.
Sure,
Really?
I guess, why not? Sure.
Maybe she'll have
but
it ready by the last episode.
hopefully. I'll add in a little extra thing in the end if she does. But if you want to help support us, if you want to be shouted out at the end of every episode, and if you especially want to hear these episodes early as they go up, instead of waiting until their release date, and you want to hear them ad free, you can pay for the higher tier, and you can do that. You can hear them all ad free. It's really great. Patreon.com/IIHS podcast, all one word. If you want to find us on Twitter or Instagram, we are at IIHS podcast. Follow us there. It's the best place to hear when we're doing Q&As, hearing about when our new episodes are being released. Please go follow us there. And for all of us at the IIHS podcast, aka literally just the two of us, have a happy new year. We hope you enjoyed 2022. We hope to be bringing you even better, higher quality episodes in 2023. And for to close out this year, I've been incredibly influential.
And I've been highly successful.
And I was a guest star.
Yeah. Yes, you were. And
she's also here.
Yes, we'll talk to you guys next year.